This is it. Episode 15 of Mini Monster Madness. This is the championship. This has been a very fun tournament, and we are finally here for the last matchup. And in this matchup, we have Lizzie versus Smaug. Now, this is, in my opinion, the best matchup. This is easily the best matchup. Two of the biggest powerhouses. There were still some others that I thought might make it all the way and knock off either of these two. Now, Lizzie and Smaug are both standing at 50 feet tall and 15 meters in this matchup. Right around the same height. I broke this down. I had already had the size for both of these creatures before this in a video I did, but I do have them at right around the same size. I don't think one of them is bigger. I really do think they're right around the same height. Now, the weapons that Lizzie has coming into battle includes the bite, the armor, and the spiky tail, while Smaug's weapons coming into battle include the bite, the armor, the ability of flight, and the ability of breathing fire, perhaps Smaug's biggest, most powerful weapon. Now, the feats for Lizzie in this battle include killing Ralph. Lizzie was able to bite Ralph's head right off, just like I've mentioned in every other episode. It was a very short battle. Ralph was perhaps not expecting that attack in that specific moment. That is Lizzie's best feat. Now, Smaug's best feat, while not fighting any other monsters like I've mentioned before, was torching the village. Didn't really have another monster to go up against. The only feat, the best feat that Smaug has is torching the village. Now, as far as breaking this down, the size goes in the middle because I don't have either of them being bigger. I really do think they're right around the same size from my estimates, so it doesn't go to either of them. It goes right in the middle. The speed and agility does go to Smaug. Smaug is significantly faster, not only because Smaug has the ability of flight, which makes him a lot faster and able to move around a lot better, but I also think Smaug is faster on the ground as well. There is enough footage to see that I think Smaug is faster than Lizzie, even on the ground, so speed and agility easily goes to Smaug. The feats does go to Lizzie because Lizzie has a confirmed kill against another giant monster. Smaug does not have that, and that's the reason for that. The durability at this moment I still have in the middle, because as I'll mention later, there's a way that both these creatures die that is very similar, and based on what we've seen, I just can't put the durability to either side. And the last factor is the weapons, which I do give to Smaug, because Smaug breathes fire. It's really hard to top that weapon. That is just one of the most powerful weapons, and not many other monsters, if any at all, have that powerful of a weapon. But ultimately, breaking this down in the end, like I said, this is the best matchup we've had so far. The two big powerhouses. There's some key notes to point out here, is that both of these creatures have a small, very not noticeable weak spot, because Lizzie's weak spot is his eyes, very small weak spot, and Smaug has the small little scale missing on his chest, which is where he's able to get killed there. And in the movies, they're both difficult to spot and hit, and both of them got killed by this weak spot. In the end of both movies, they were both able to be killed, and very similarly, they were both able to die by a hit from an inferior opponent. An opponent that definitely could not beat them one-on-one, got lucky is a good word to use, and both of these creatures died to an inferior opponent that they were clearly stronger than, but still died. That's something important to note. But with all these similarities out of the way, I know the size, the durability I have in the middle, the feats I gave to Lizzie, but the two items I gave to Smaug are the reason why I think Smaug will win. The speed and agility, Smaug is able to fly, has the ability of fire, and the weapons that he has being so tough, having that weak spot so small and hard to hit. I know Lizzie's is hard to hit as well. That's a difficult weak spot as well. But in the end, at the end of the day, I have to think about which creature's more likely to hit that weak spot. I think Lizzie has more potential to have other weak spots, but from what we've seen, that's the only one. And in my opinion, I think Smaug has a better chance of hitting the weak spot on Lizzie, either through the fire or through the bite or claws of Smaug. And so at the end of the day, I have to give the win to Smaug, barely in this fight. I just think the chances that Lizzie bites the part of Smaug, the chances that Smaug even comes in close range of Lizzie is a lot to ask. And so I think Lizzie would be very tough to take down, but I do think Smaug will win this fight in the end. But make sure you let me know down below who you think will win in this matchup and who will be the winner, the champion of Mini Monster Madness 2021. I believe I had Lizzie winning in my bracket, but looking back at this, finally breaking it down, looking at all the stats, I do think Smaug would win this. It'd be very close. I think Smaug would win 60-40, 60% of the time, 40% of the time Lizzie would win. It's really close. I barely edge it out to Smaug, but let me know down below who you think will win. keep an eye out for that poll and see who becomes the winner of this Mini Monster Madness. Make sure you let me know, and thanks for watching.